Welcome to my couch. I was gonna make this a current favorites video, but I realized because of my trip to Coachella and then we just spent a week in the Bay Area, I've been living out of a suitcase with a very small collection of products. I went through my house and I realized there are so many products I use on a daily basis that I never talk about ever. So that's what I'm gonna share with you today. I've got snacks, makeup, perfume, hair products, beauty tools, face masks, lots of different things that are so important to my routine, but for some reason I just never share. The first product is actually athletic greens. If you follow Dr. Dre, you've seen her talk about these all the time. I've had athletic greens every single day for probably over 3 years now. It's an absolutely essential part of my routine. I notice when I'm not taking these first thing in the morning that I just don't feel as good. I don't feel as much myself. And when I have these in my routine, that's like my baseline, like, okay, I'm getting the nutrients that I need. Athletic greens have 75 vitamins and minerals, and apparently it's like the best of the best. I don't know. John did a lot of research. Dr. Dre is kind of a nut about quality, so I think if John and Dr. Dre approve, then I can approve as well. The only con is that these are so expensive, just like stupidly expensive. But, you know, if it helps me feel better and helps my long-term health, then I'm all for it. The next product I use almost every day, but I always forget to talk about, are my Wander Beauty Baggage Claim Eye Masks. I keep these in my fridge, and so anytime I'm planning content, I always forget about them because they're just not with any of my other beauty products, but they're the best disposable eye mask I've ever tried. They're so thin, and you can see on the back there, they just kind of look like gold tinfoil under your eyes. There's like a cloth mask and then a layer of tinfoil or some kind of like aluminum, like flexible, soft aluminum. And it just adheres so easily to your eyes. It's the one eye mask that doesn't slide down my eyes. They stick right under your eyes and they don't budge. You can like walk around, do whatever, you're good. And what they do is they really diminish the appearance of fine lines temporarily from the hydrating benefits. And it's really nice. It's the only eye mask I've found that really never irritates me, even if my skin's sensitized. For whatever reason, disposable eye masks are like super irritating to me, and sheet masks in general like burn my face. But these never do. And so I always have a box of these in my fridge. I also really love the Dew Skin reusable silicone under eye mask. You just add a hydrating serum and then plop the silicone on top. But those, because it's like a silicone, it's a little bit harder to get right to my lower lash line because I have fine lines under my eyes, like really close to my lash line, and that's what I'm trying to target. I find that with the Dew Skin one, with any kind of silicone mask, it's a little bit too thick to get close to my under eye, but the Wander Beauty Baggage Claim eye masks are so thin, I can really get them right where I need. I just freaking love these, and I can't believe I don't talk about them enough. I'll just get all of my beauty tools out of the way. The next one I have is the Current Body Cryo Roller. Really love having this on hand, again, in the fridge to help first thing in the morning. Like I'll put the Wander Beauty eye mask under my eyes and then I'll take this out of the fridge and I'll just hold it on my under eyes and I will roll it slightly over, and it's so depuffing. It's just, I feel like together the eye mask and the cryo roller are just such a powerhouse first thing in the morning to like wake me up, kind of depuff my skin a little bit, plump the fine lines, and then you can also just like roll it all over your face and it feels so good. This is $35, so not a tool that's really expensive. Pro tip, great if you're a little hungover or a little tired too. Just hold it right there and like roll it over. Or if I'm having like jaw pain and jaw tension, I can kind of just like roll it out in a way that feels so cooling. I'm like falling asleep while I'm doing that. Another beauty tool that is absolutely essential to my daily routine is the Current Body LED face mask. And this portion of the video is sponsored by Current Body, so thank you, Current Body. So an LED mask is the kind of product you want to use every single day. I notice when I'm using it consistently, every day, I see the results that I want to see, and I'll get to my personal results in a second. When I stop using it, I do see my skin kind of start to get a little bit lackluster again. So it's the kind of product that you want to use consistently. I'm just so excited about the data that's coming out about the many benefits of LED. Specifically, the data from Current Body is that participants who were using their mask every day for 4 weeks saw a 35% reduction in fine lines and wrinkles. They said that 95% of users said their skin tone, texture, firmness, and tightness was improved. And what's nice about it is instead of some other competitors on the market that have like a hard mask, this is a super flexible silicone, so you can kind of make it fit to your face. And the data shows that it also assists in improving the appearance of acne. For me, I'm not sure what the mechanism for that is. I believe it's because it's just really anti-inflammatory. When I have breakouts, this is absolutely essential. And I've actually been using this on my neck because I have some breakouts down my neck. And when I'm using this, I notice that my skin heals faster. That includes less sensitivity if my skin was over exfoliated or I tried a product that, you know, made my skin flare up. So beyond the sort of healing benefits of the LED mask, what I've personally seen to be the biggest benefit from the mask is actually with my skin tone. And I know that there isn't data that says specifically that LED lessens the appearance of hyperpigmentation, but I know for a fact that when I use this consistently, this freckle on my upper lip decreases. And if I stop using the LED mask in my routine, I always notice that this upper lip freckle comes back. So the main reason I actually use this on a daily basis, or at least I try to, is to help keep some of my hyperpigmentation down. And I think that's what they mean by LED helps skin tone, I'm assuming, but honestly, I thought I would first see an improvement in fine lines, but it was actually an improvement in hyperpigmentation on my face. So I'm really excited about that because that's actually my primary skin concern. I have not been using it consistently enough to see any effect on my fine lines, but I am gonna make sure now that I'm back to use this every single day for a month, and then I can kind of let you know where I'm at on the fine lines. But for me, the fact that it helps my skin heal both with acne and when it's sensitized, and it helps sort of soften the appearance of brown spots on my face, that's enough for me to want to use it every day. If you're curious about the data on LED, I will link some content in the description box below. My friend Vanessa, whose goal is to get glowing on Instagram, has done a crazy amount of research and pulled together incredible data on the benefits of LED. She has the most mind-blowing before and after pictures. She's done them on her hands. She's done LED masks on her chest, her face, her hair. She's done it on bruises and cuts. Like, she has such an incredible Instagram highlight. So I'll link that down below. I know that when it comes to purchasing a beauty tool that's a little bit more on the pricey side, you want to have all the information that you can. So check the description box for that. And the next one are my two favorite rinse off masks. I've talked about this one a ton. It is the Youth to the People Super Clay Purifying Clear Power Mask. It has BHAs, so it's a very gentle kind of like slight chemical exfoliant as well as a clay mask. But it's the kind of clay mask I could leave on for an hour and not have that tight, itchy, dry feeling. It's still somewhat flexible on the skin. I use this constantly and I see the most incredible results. It's the kind of mask that you do see a before and after with one use. My skin just looks a little calmer. It looks a little cleaner. And it also looks like my fine lines are temporarily plumped. I think there are some hydrating and moisturizing ingredients in here too. This is just a powerhouse, and it's quite expensive for a very small 2-ounce clay mask, but it beats everything by a landslide. And another one that's a recent favorite for me is this Peach and Lily Super Reboot Resurfacing Mask. I'm looking at the jar and it has 10% AHA, 0.5% BHA, blue agave, hyaluronic acid, centella asiatica, chamomile, and aloe. So it definitely has some ingredients there that help to soothe the skin. Because this is a 10% AHA with 0.5% BHA, you are getting a pretty potent level of a chemical exfoliant. But for me, that tingly sensation only lasts for 1 minute and then it's totally gone, super comfortable. And then you have some soothing and hydrating ingredients there. But really, I've just been using this instead of any leave-on chemical exfoliating products. I find that I just can't do chemical exfoliants unless it's a rinse-off product. For example, my 2% BHA from Paula's Choice, it was too gentle. It just stopped doing anything. But when I bump that up to a higher concentration, I find that my skin gets sensitized like that. And then, you know, I have to go back to my minimal routines and blah, 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 and my skin burns. So for me, I've just stopped using chemical exfoliants in my skincare routine, except for with the Youth to the People clay mask or the Peach and Lily resurfacing mask. And I'm able to get that quick kind of gentle peel that I need, but then I can just rinse it off and I can go ahead with the rest of my routine. When I use this, my skin looks cleaner. It feels kind of like plump and bouncy, and my skin texture is just really soft. Okay, so the next one is a food item that's kind of out there, but hear me out. So I don't eat this every single day, obviously, but I have to talk about this. It's fucking awesome. It's the Thai Fusion's peanut sauce. I've made peanut sauces for a long time and they never come out this good. This one is the best I've ever tried. I've never been able to make a peanut sauce from scratch that comes anywhere close to this. It's just so savory and salty and creamy, but it has a really good kick in here. Like there's some spice. So John and I always start our week with a huge batch of buttermilk roasted chicken, garlic spinach, and white rice. And we basically then take that and build off of that for the rest of our meals for that week. So what I love to do is I'll take the buttermilk roast chicken and the spinach, maybe I'll saute up some other vegetables or eat whatever vegetables are already in our fridge, and I'll cook up some rice noodles. I'll heat this up and pour the sauce over the rice noodles. Oh my God, it's incredible. Ooh, my mouth is watering. Ooh, I want it. They have a bunch of others too, but you gotta try it. It's so good. I'm sure you already know that lighting candles for me is an absolute essential in my daily routine the second the sun goes down. And recently for our Coachella trip, I bought the Vacation Ink Pool Boy candle. I wanted to show you the box because it's amazing. It's just like a bunch of like retro pictures of people in bathing suits in the pool. And the notes for this candle are coconut sunscreen, freshly cleaned swimming pool, resort towels, and desire. Oh my God, I love them. Yeah, man, that's good. It smells exactly like the Vacation Ink sunscreen, except maybe there's more of a pool note in there. I don't know. Oh God, but it's so good. If you ever have any like summer dinners outside or barbecues and you want to light candles, I can't think of a better scent to accompany your summer meal. And so for me, this is the candle of the summer and I'm so excited. I have another one upstairs that I've already been burning, so this one's brand new. But now I kind of want to try all of the other Vacation Ink candles because I just think this is so fun. I have another candle favorite, and it's these little beeswax pillar candles behind me, but specifically paired with this gold tray from Amazon. Like you can see, these are all very used. I've purchased and repurchased these beeswax candles on Amazon time and time again. I love the warmth that beeswax brings to the home. That soft yellow candle. It also just has like a very subtle earthy scent. What I do is I'll take a bigger candle, like one in a glass jar, and then I'll place 3 trays of the beeswax candles around it. And I just love all of the light and the warmth it brings. If you want to add some extra illumination around your house, but you don't want a bunch of different scented candles, for me, I can only burn like one scented candle. Otherwise, John and Thumper like want to throw up because they're very sensitive to smells. So I just use these and I add them all over the house. They're all over the bedroom. They just make your home so warm and cozy and inviting. And these gold trays on Amazon were super cheap. So I think I have like about 9 of them and then 9 beeswax candles around the house. Absolutely love them. Daily essential in my routine. Honestly, this is my favorite dry shampoo. It's the Odell dry shampoo and it's non-aerosol. So it's just a loose powder, like baby powder, and it comes with a little pump. This smells almost like nothing. It's something kind of fresh, maybe a little fruity, maybe a little cucumbery. I don't know. The point is that it's so barely scented that I can't even tell what it is, which is great. I hate when hair products are super scented. I've always found throughout my life that a non-aerosol dry shampoo, just like a loose powder, is the most effective way to absorb oil and grease. And I find that the loose powders never leave a white cast on my hair. I just kind of prefer the ease of use of an aerosol can, but when I have a little bit of extra time or my hair is like really greasy, the Odell one is the best. I think it's just like $10 or so on Target. But if you buy these on Target, they come with this huge sticker, and then the cap gets like really kind of mucky and sticky. So I would suggest instead ordering from the Odell website directly because they don't like wrap the shit out of them. The only con about this is that the pump gets clogged so easily, and that I'm just like constantly sitting there like trying to pump more out. So I wish they would change the mechanism. Generally, I end up unscrewing the pump, pouring some in my hand, and just, you know, dispensing it with my hand. I remember back in the day, I used this old like Oscar Blondie dry shampoo that was discontinued, and it came with this really long nozzle. So all you had to do was squeeze the bottle. That was the best mechanism for dispensing a non-aerosol dry shampoo. So Odell, if you're watching this, please replace the pump with a nozzle and like a squeezy tube, because then this would be a 10 out of 10 product. Oh, and a pro tip for dry shampoo, if you haven't heard of this, you can spray dry shampoo all over your hair and sleep in it, and the next morning you will wake up with like the cleanest, freshest hair ever. It really prevents oils from being able to form on your scalp. I also love to spray dry shampoo on clean hair, and then my hair doesn't get dirty if there's already dry shampoo in it. I had a hairstylist once tell me that dry shampoo is more effective as a preventative measure. So now I always have dry shampoo. Like I washed my hair right before this video and I sprayed dry shampoo in, and then that will keep my hair clean for a day or two. And another option is if your hair is already dirty, spray the dry shampoo all over your hair and then just sit with it in there for as long as possible. I had a lot of Instagram followers tell me that they do that all the time, and then they forget they have it in their hair and they like leave the house and they look like George Washington, and I thought that was hilarious. Okay, hear me out. I have a lot of snacks and food products. So John and I are really focusing on better habits, better routines for long-term health, for sleeping better, for feeling better. One of the things that we're doing is cutting back on our alcohol consumption, and I'm especially doing that to see if it helps my chronic pain. One of the things that's helped us do this is the Lagunitas non-alcoholic Hoppy refresher. These are so freaking good. Oh my God, even if you're not like sober or you're not like trying to cut back, these are just delicious to have like instead of a LaCroix or a sparkling water. They taste like the hoppiness that a beer would have, but in like a lightweight, refreshing, non-alcoholic beverage. They're so tasty that we don't even miss having a beer because these are just so incredible. So now if we're feeling like a little adult beverage at 6 p.m. or whatever, we'll reach for this instead. There are a lot of other similar products out there, but this is the best. We've tried many other brands that have some type of like hoppy non-alcoholic drink. They all tasted disgusting. So if you try those, don't be discouraged. Get the Lagunitas ones. I promise you it'll be worth it. They're so good. The next product I use literally every day but never talk about is the Color Science SPF 35 Lip Shines. These have 6.6% zinc oxide, which means you're not getting any of that chemical sunscreen flavor in your mouth that I hate. The thing is, the clear one, as you can see, is not clear. It leaves this actual white cast on your lips. So I'll use the clear one when I'm driving or walking thumper or I'm working out outside, and I will honestly put it like all above my upper lip because I don't think you can see because I have makeup on right now. I have quite a bit of sun damage or like freckles, hyperpigmentation on my upper lip and kind of that area. It really bothers me. I'm also starting to see vertical lines on my lip lines, which are a sign of aging, and I really don't take care of my lips very well, and I'm starting to notice that they're looking a little bit aged. So I'm trying to be better about wearing sunscreen on my lips, and these are really fantastic. I'm gonna take off my lipstick right now and put this one on. You may actually be able to see the freckle on my upper lip that I'm talking about, but this is the shade Rose, and this is the one I like best. It just feels like a comfortable gloss formula, a little bit balmy. It's on the thinner side, but it's a little bit sticky, so it doesn't like slide around or anything like that. It has quite a strong peppermint scent, so heads up if you don't like that. But because these are zinc-based instead of chemical sunscreen, they're the lip products that I like the most in terms of sun protection, because any lip product I've ever tried that's a chemical SPF has had that disgusting sunscreen taste, and it like bothers my throat and it's gross. Quite a few of you have been asking me for some lip sunscreen recommendations, and these are my favorites. Another makeup product, a few videos back, I told you that my beloved NYX Slide On, Glide On, Always Wanna Stay On, whatever eyeliner was discontinued. So you guys sent me some amazing drugstore recommendations for an eye pencil that I could use on my upper waterline that wouldn't smudge or transfer. So I have that list, but really I just wanted to try the new one from NYX because they made my favorite, so I wanted to give the new one a shot. It's the NYX Epic Wear eyeliner in the shade Deepest Brown, which is not so much brown, more so like almost black, but it's fine. This is literally the Slide On eye pencil, just repackaged and reformulated, I think, so that they could launch a new product. Anytime I'm wearing mascara, I'm wearing this pencil on my upper waterline, and it never transfers to the bottom waterline. And that's what's so important for me. The Victoria Beckham transferred, the MAC Eye Kohl transferred. Pretty much every eyeliner I've ever tried has transferred from the upper waterline to the bottom when I blink. This one doesn't do it. Never flakes, smudges, or does anything weird. Perfect, perfect, perfect. A lot of times I'm really hesitant to talk about the same products because I don't want to seem repetitive. Like, I'm guilty of that. I'm a huge YouTube watcher, and when my favorite YouTubers talk about the same products over and over again, I kind of stop watching their content. I'm sure people have done that with me, and that's okay. Totally understand that I am quite repetitive because I like to have a smaller collection of products. But these two I've used for years, and if I'm doing my makeup off camera, I'm not reaching for any other brow products but these. This is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in Brunette and the e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Taupe. I'll get in a little closer for you. I like that the pencil's a little bit darker than my natural brow color, and the e.l.f. Wow Brow in Taupe is a little bit lighter. So together, I feel like these just leave me with a really nice, defined, but still kind of natural and fluffy looking brow. And they're just a few bucks at Ulta, so you really can't beat it. And they come in a pretty wide range of shades. I've repurchased these countless times, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. These are almond balms, and they're the fucking best. It's the Restores Forest Alter Ego Keto Almond Balms. There's just like a hard, thick chocolate shell with this like creamy almond butter in the middle, and they're keto, which is great. John oftentimes will eat keto and he really loves it and feels great. I'm really not a dessert person. Like, any day of the week, I would rather have something crunchy, cheesy, salty than a dessert, but these are so good. They're so creamy and satisfying. So at the end of the night, we always have to have an almond balm or two. They also have like a hazelnut balm that I've seen, but we just love the almond butter balms. So if you see these at your grocery store, pick them up. They're fantastic. I have one blush that I use constantly that I never talk about, and it is the Bare Minerals bronzer in Kiss of Rose, and I'll show you some close-up footage in a second. But this was from when they originally launched, and they had this kind of like shiny tan packaging. They've now brought these back. I don't know if they're limited edition or if they're permanent now, but it's one of my favorite blushes. I am so glad that they brought back. I'm wearing it all over my cheeks today. And I do have a highlighter on, so that's the Beauty Pie Luminizing Wand, but that kind of like burnt, kind of rosy, coppery looking cheek underneath is all this. I also have this all over my face. I put it on my forehead, my nose, and my chin. I just like adding a little bit of that shine and a little bit of that warmth onto my bronzer because my bronzers are always a little bit orange for my skin. I like to warm it up with something a little red because that's how my skin looks when it's naturally been in the sun. It is very pigmented, but it has the most smooth, beautiful texture. And this is so much more than you would ever need. And it's just this amazing kind of burnt copper with rose, and it has this gold sheen on top so you can skip wearing a highlighter. I do like to have a little bit of extra glossiness from my highlighter, but I just think it makes the cheeks look sun-kissed and healthy and beautiful. And when I use this with my Eco Tools 360 sheer face brush, I'll dip the brush in, which is, it's very much like a stipple brush, so it doesn't pick up a lot of product. And I'll still wipe a little on the back of my hand, and then I'll tap it on my face. And that way I have a lot of control over it, but you do not want to go in with a heavy hand. This is incredibly pigmented, but it's so buttery. I think I have to get Kiss of Pink now because It's one of my favorite formulas and I'm so glad they brought it back. I've been wearing this like every time I do my makeup off camera. I've been reaching for this because it's just, it's like my favorite blush. I have another snack and it's my favorite snack. Looking at this bag is hard because I want to open it and I want to eat the whole thing. These are the Good Health Organic Cheese Puffs, but not just any cheese puff. Mac and cheese puffs. I'm a cheese puff connoisseur. I've tried every cheese puff that's ever been in stores. Some of them are too sour, some of them are too bland. These are like the perfect, most real taste of cheese. They don't taste sour, they don't taste artificial. They actually taste like mac and cheese. Perfect amount of crunch. Oh my God, I'm getting so hungry looking at this bag. But basically, like, if I just want an indulgent snack, 10 out of 10 times, this is what I'm going for. Another beauty tool I use every single day, but I rarely talk about, is the Wander Beauty Wander Cushion. This is just like a beauty blender, but it's so much better. It's softer and it's so flexible. Like, it's just so soft. A beauty blender to me has always been way too hard. I don't like the texture. There's something about how soft and kind of silky this is. I don't have to ever wet it. So it's just a dry sponge. And I feel like if more people tried this, they would love it. Unfortunately, I think you can only get it on the Wander Beauty website and it's like super inexpensive. I wish they had this at Ulta and Sephora. But it's my favorite beauty sponge. And any day I wear concealer, I am tapping this in under my eyes. It feels like the pad of your finger, and I think that's why it does so well. It's just my favorite cushion. I never talk about it, but I use it every day. I love it. And I always use it with the Fit Glow concealer. I have waxed on poetically about this for a very long time. The packaging is completely rubbed off. This is maybe my 5th tube of this. That's saying something for someone who doesn't finish a lot of makeup. You know, as I've been kind of going to Sephora, swatching every concealer that they have there, I swear to God, I've almost swatched every concealer that's available at Sephora. I am just reminded about how special this concealer is. I'm trying to find alternatives from Sephora for you guys so that you can have something a little less expensive and a little more accessible. But if I'm being true to myself, nothing can possibly beat this. It's full coverage, but it's skin-like and it's blurring. It's hydrating, but it's not too wet looking. It doesn't slide around, it stays in place. It has antibacterial properties. It has anti-aging properties. It has the same ingredients that are in their, the Fit Glow eye cream. The shade C2.5 matches me perfectly. I'm wearing it under my eyes right now. I just, anytime I wear another under eye concealer, I just want it to be the Fit Glow. And I know I talk about this a lot, but I wanted to talk about it again because I use it every single day and I love it so much. I forgot I had the Color Science lip shine on. I'm gonna put my lipstick back on. So I've been wearing Merit 1990, which is super fun. Cool brown, right? The next product I use every single day without fail is my Theragun. This is an absolute game changer if you have chronic pain, tight or sore muscles, or you're an athlete or you work out a lot. I get a lot of knee pain, and the knee pain comes from a tight IT band or tight quads. And when I use this on those muscles, my knee pain decreases significantly. I do need a physical therapist to kind of get in the muscles and like scrape it out with a Graston tool. But for me, a Theragun on the off days when I can't see a physical therapist is an absolute game changer. It helps to really get into those tight muscles around my glutes, which can really help ease some of my back pain. You know, if right now I have a really tight right shoulder, and I won't turn it on because it's loud, but I can just put it right here and really get into that muscle. John and I both use this every day, cannot live without it. Absolute essential in our routines. And the last items that I use in my routine every single day, but I don't always talk about, are my perfumes. And there are 4 right now that I just cannot stop reaching for. So I will link my fragrance favorites video in the description box below. It was actually the last time I filmed on this couch. And since then, I have added 3 of these to my collection. So the Vacation Ink Signature Perfume was the one that I featured in my fragrance favorites video. This is my personal favorite kind of coconutty, summery sunscreen scent because it combines all of my favorite notes into one. This smells like sunscreen and summer and nostalgia in a bottle. So the notes are petitgrain essence, coconut water, and coconut milk, bergamot, musk, banana, and pineapple. And then the base notes are pool water, swimsuit spandex, and sea salt. Like, are you kidding me? It's just so good. You smell the coconut, the banana, the pineapple. It's fruity and fresh and juicy. You get that coconut water and the coconut milk. That's just so creamy and delicious. I think the musk makes it skin-like. The bergamot makes it kind of fresh. And to balance everything out with like chlorine, spandex, and sea salt, it's fucking brilliant. The thing is, all of these fragrances, literally any fresh or sunscreen scent I've ever tried has faded fast. So just know that. Like, people get really annoyed about it, but I think that's just how it is with the nature of like a summery sunscreen scent. But I love this so much. They also come with a travel size, and Vacation ink is now available on Ulta, so can't recommend this enough. A very similar fragrance is Ellis Brooklyn Fawn. So the website says, this fragrance is like liquid sunshine. It contains milky coconut tones and bright citrus notes that say vacation in a bottle with every spritz. The scent lingers with a hint of sweetness and musk, like skin warmed by a day spent in the sun. It smells more sunscreeny than Vacation ink. With Vacation, you definitely get more coconut, more pineapple and banana, and more of that kind of like spandexy chlorine scent that's so fun. With this one, it's more like sunscreen with coconut, more presence of musk, and some citrus. So really good option for summer. The other Ellis Brooklyn scent that I've just been totally hooked on unexpectedly is Myth. And I know that people have been raving about this for years, but I heard that it had notes of jasmine and it was very musk heavy. I don't tend to like something super musky, and I also really don't like anything super floral. So I was very surprised when this was like catnip for me. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I went crazy for it. So it says the airy beauty of jasmine petals and tiger orchid meets the sexy, undeniable warmth of liquid musks and white cedarwood. It's a sophisticated fragrance for the senses, for the gods, and worthy of the myths it will create. I'm gonna spray this because like I almost forget what it smells like. Okay, here's the weird thing for me. This smells almost exactly like my body odor, but also with a fragrance. Like, I don't know what it is. I can smell my own body odor. The second I put this on, I don't know what that says about me or about the perfume, but there's something about it in like a good way. Like, wow, did you like sweat like this and you smell that good? Because generally to me, very heavy musk fragrances tend to kind of sting my nose a little bit, but this doesn't do that. It actually is more of just like a really sexy musk. And it has notes of bergamot, ambrette seeds, cassis, tiger orchid, pink lotus, jasmine petals, patchouli, liquid musks, and white cedarwood. I can't describe it. I can't describe it. It's clean and fresh, slightly floral, slightly like sexy skin-like, woody. I don't know. It's one of the scents where like, unless I am smelling it on my body, I cannot remember what it smells like. All I can remember is that I love the way it smells. It's weird. Honestly, it's just so crazy to me that I can't figure out what it smells like even when I'm smelling it and looking at the notes. So let me know if you've had that. If you've tried Ellis Brooklyn Myth, what does it smell like to you? It's just so good. The last product that I've been wearing on a daily basis, but I haven't talked much about, is the fragrance Skyler Coconut Cove. Oh my God, this is amazing. I went into Sephora a couple weeks ago wanting to smell something a little bit more summery, a little bit more creamy. And so I sprayed Skyler Coconut Cove and I was instantly transported. It's the most beautiful coconut scent I've ever smelled. The main notes are bergamot, coconut, and ambrox. The website says this is a fragrance that transports your spirit to an exotic locale. The notes of creamy coconut mingles with blooms of jasmine and gardenia for an intoxicating yet tranquil blend. Coconut Cove is a calming yet sensual perfume to inspire you to chart your own path. Love that it comes in a roller ball. For me, I love that roller balls give me more control over my fragrances versus a spray. You kind of got to spray the whole thing and then it's way too much for me. Coconut Cove has just become my absolute daily go-to. Like I put this on, it's the kind of scent where you just like want to be smelling like it all day, even if you're not wearing makeup, even if you aren't going anywhere, even if you're just in your pajamas. It's a little bit floral, but like it's barely there. It's just enough so that it balances it out. But the coconut is so creamy. It's a little bit sweet, but it's not super sweet by any means. It is just a grounded, creamy, sophisticated, but yet still fun and simple coconut. I cannot recommend this enough. This, without a doubt, like I've literally worn this every day for the entire month of April and I'm hooked. I'm absolutely hooked. That's it. That's everything that I use on a daily basis that I keep forgetting to talk about. I know it was a lot of snacks, but like your girl likes snacks. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.